everybody, and welcome back to Beyond Nonsense here on the Nonsense Media Club YouTube channel. The name is Brian Chevrolet. Thank you so much for joining me today. I finally kicked off some vacation days, so I'm looking forward to, first of all, finishing Metaphora Fantasio, maybe picking up Sonic Frontiers finally, and I'm gonna be doing something that I was very hesitant of doing, but I'll keep that little thing for the end of the show. So finish up this episode. I'm not anyone's boss, but if you would like to support the YouTube channel, like, subscribe, share the links to the episodes to our pages. It will help out a lot. So let's get into the news, and that is that Supergirl Women of Tomorrow, directed by Craig Gillespie, is now in full production. James Gunn has announced, and he showed us a picture of the set of Supergirl. I have to say, I'm very much looking forward to this movie mostly because of the director. Gillespie directed I, Tanya, and Cruella. Two movies I adore. I, Tanya was fantastic, and Cruella I loved. I absolutely loved. I'm not a big fan of Maleficent, so when they announced Cruella, I was very hesitant into watching that movie. But then I watched it, and I fell in love with that movie. I believe there is a sequel coming up, but I believe Craig is not involved in the sequel, and that really I'm concerned about that. But again, he's in the DC world. I believe Millie Alcock, who's going to be playing Supergirl, famous from House of the Dragon, which I haven't seen. I'm sorry, Matt Smith, but I believe she's gonna be appearing in the Superman movie coming this year from James Gunn. I believe Jason Momoa will be playing Lobo in this movie, and there's a lot to look forward to. But I'm mostly excited because Craig Gillespie is a wonderful director. Again, two movies I adore: I, Tanya, and Cruella. Very much looking forward to this movie. I believe it's coming out next year, so it cannot come soon enough. Let's go into a confirmation now. Robert Eggers will be officially directing a sequel to the cult classic Labyrinth from Jim Henson. I know I talked about the potential of this movie in one of the last episodes of the podcast, but now that I know it's a sequel, I don't want it. I'm sorry. And nothing against Robert Eggers' body of work. He has directed horror films. I don't watch horror films, but a lot of people love his films. He did The Lighthouse. He did recently. He did Nosferatu, which is being successful in the box office. But to me, one of the main reasons why Labyrinth is so beloved is not just because of Jim Henson's puppetry work, which is, again, Jim Henson is a master of puppetry. He's beloved by many, and again, creator of the Muppets, the Sesame Street, and all that. But people really love this movie for one reason only, and that is Jared the Goblin King, David Bowie, who we lost a few years ago. To me, seems like yesterday. I don't see how this movie is gonna work without him. Uh, and I believe I said in the last episode of the podcast that I don't see a modern day artist that can match the the energy that David Bowie brought to the movie. Then again, I'm an old school guy. I don't know anything about modern day artists. I still listen to Bowie, Elton John, ABBA, Phil Collins, Genesis, you name it. So I'm an old school guy. So I just don't think it's a good idea to make a sequel to Labyrinth, especially after having lost David Bowie. Uh, but then again, they've been trying to do it for a while, so they at least got a good director. Well, I cannot say for sure because again, I haven't seen his body of work because mostly horror, but people seem to love his work. So I guess I shall wait and see I don't know. Honestly, not looking forward to it. I'll still watch the original with David Bowie and his Magic Dance. So good. I'll just keep it at that. Something that broke recently is the fact that the bad guys are coming back sooner than you think, and that is in the way of a short film that's gonna be in front of Dogman, and it's called Little Lies and Alibis. Dogman releases in theaters at the end of this month. I haven't seen the movie fully. I'm gonna have to add it to my list because Dogman's gonna be coming out in a few days. So, and my fault for falling asleep, but that's because I'm old. I'm 29, so uh, I'm gonna be watching it. A lot of my friends love the bad guys. I have to give it a shot because I want to be able to be up to date with this franchise in order to see this short film before Dogman. I'm looking forward to Dogman, so this is a nice bonus. I believe this is a nice bonus to anyone who wasn't even interested in watching Dogman because I haven't seen too much of a hype for Dogman, and that's a shame because at least the trailers work for me. But a nice little bonus. Cannot wait to see it. And of course, I'm not gonna go deep into this because this is part of of my announcements for this week. The Oscars. The Oscars were announced a few days ago at the time of this recording. I have to say, I'm not happy that Look Back wasn't nominated for Best Animated Feature, but I'll keep that to my announcement. Emilia Perez is leading the nominations with 13 nominations. Wicked follows her up, and other movies, The Brutalist, I'm Still Here. I'm not gonna go in depth because one of the things that I promised myself I wouldn't do is that I wasn't gonna cover Academy Awards. I remember the first and last time that I covered Academy Awards, and that was way back when the channel was still called Beyond Stuff. I was starting my YouTube channel. I was aimless. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't as tech savvy as now, and it wasn't a good experience technically speaking. I have fun doing the one show that I did with a few friends of mine way back when, but the challenge of technical issues and having to watch all of the movies wasn't something I wasn't looking forward to. But now that I do have time in my hands to actually watch these movies, I think I'm gonna give it another crack at it. I'm not gonna go live. I'm not gonna do a live stream again. I'm not gonna go through that again. But I will say I'm gonna be making a fancy awards special episode of the Beyond Nonsense podcast. I'm gonna be doing at least two. I'm gonna be making a predictions one, and I'm gonna be making an aftermath after the Oscars, so we can discuss the winners and losers of the show. And I still don't know when that's gonna happen, but I am watching a lot of the movies. I have about 18 movies that I still need to watch, but at least I've seen around seven of them. I mean, here's the list. There's a complete list. I'm gonna be watching these. I'm not gonna say which ones I watched. I watched a lot of the animated movies, but I'm gonna keep on doing that. So after this show wraps up, I think I'm gonna head back and watch those movies. So, anyways, thank you so much for joining me in this show. Let me know what you think of the news. Who's your pick for the Oscars? Let me know in the comment sections down below, and I'll be seeing you guys next time.